Hello guys, it's your fellow investor here today with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Regen BioPharma. Regen BioPharma is a biotech company. It's a very cheap penny stock and has risen up so much. So if you combine all this together, it just screams very high risk. However, there's also very high potential. Therefore, in this video, I'll go over this company, what they do, why they shot up, why I think they'll keep on rising, and what are more catalysts to come and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in that, definitely click on that like button and subscribe if you haven't, because I post daily videos about similar companies or just keep you guys up to date with your favorite companies. With that out of the way, let's get into this. I'll go straight to the Insider Financial because that's a great website if you are very much into penny stocks. They don't do anything else but penny stocks on the OTC markets. Therefore, if you are looking for some fresh picks, definitely head there and just subscribe to their feed or just follow them on Twitter and such. Great articles and all that. So first, let's go a little bit over the company. So first up, here's a little background in for those not familiar with the company. Regen BioPharma is a publicly traded biotechnology company focused on the immunology and immunotherapy space. The company plans to rapidly advance novel technologies through preclinical and phase 1/2 clinical trials. Currently, the company is advancing small molecule therapies for treating cancer and autoimmune disorders by modulating the checkpoint NR2F6. The company also developing products treating blood disorders using small molecules and gene silencing different C, treating cancer with cellular immunotherapy, D-Cellvax, modulating key molecular processes in cancer stem cell through its patented molecular targeting approaches, PORIS, and repairing damaged bone marrow in patients with aplastic anemia and chemotherapy/radiotherapy treated cancer patients, hemaccelerated messenger RNA known as mRNA. Regen BioPharma signed a license agreement with Oncology Pharma for intellectual property pertaining to mRNA messenger RNA to be used in developing a therapy for treating pancreatic cancer. The licensed IP consists of antigen-specific cancer vaccines in which modified mRNA is administered to produce epitopes able to produce an immune response which augments the likelihood of successful induction of immunity. An epitope is the part of an antigen that is recognized by the immune system. mRNA is important because it is the foundation of the Moderna and Pfizer Rona vaccines. Messenger RNA, known as mRNA, are genetic instructions for our cells. mRNA serves as a code to make proteins. Proteins are needed for cellular functions inside our bodies, including growth, energy production, and defense against illnesses. mRNA technology is a strand of mRNA created in a lab that prompts the received cells to create protein fragments that are based on the non-self DNA characteristics of the vaccine's target. When recognized, the protein fragments trigger a response from the patient's immune system. As with the Rona vaccines, the mRNA instructs the patient's cells to produce protein fragments based off a tumor's genetic mutation identified during testing. The immune system then searches for other cells with the mutated proteins and clears out remaining circling tumor cells. And now into more of the juicy stuff. So now that we know a little bit of background of what they do and why is it important what they do, now we have some juicy information such as Oncology Pharma deals. Regen BioPharma signed 2 deals with Oncology Pharma. One is between Oncology and Regen for treating pancreatic cancer. The second is between Regen's wholly owned subsidiary KCL Therapeutics and Oncology for the treatment of colon cancer. As consideration to Regen for the rights and license granted pursuant to the agreement, Oncology Pharma shall A. Pay to Regen a non-refundable fee of $55,000 no later than April 20, 2021, so that's very soon, in 10 days. B. Pay to Regen royalties equal to 5% of the net sales as net sales are defined in the agreement of any licensed products in a quarter. And C. Pay to Regen 10% of all consideration in the case of in-kind consideration at fair market value as monetary consideration received by licensee from sub-licensees, excluding royalties from sub-licensees based on net salaries of any licensed products for which Regen receives payments. So that's agreement with Oncology Pharma. Now there's also agreement with Oncology Pharma, but for their wholly owned subsidiary KCL Therapeutics. So they have A. Pay to KCL a non-refundable fee of 50,000 common shares of Oncology Pharma no later than April 20th. B. Pay to KCL royalties equal to 5% of the net sales as net sales are defined in agreement of any licensed products in a quarter. And C. Pay to KCL 10% of all consideration in the case of in-kind consideration at fair market value as monetary consideration received by licensee from sub-licensees, excluding royalties from sub-licensees based on the net sales of any licensed products for which KCL receives payment. So again, it's the same for them as the main company and their wholly owned subsidiary. Both have the same B and C part of this agreement. However, the A part is different. For Regen, it's a non-refundable fee of $55,000. However, with KCL, it's non-refundable fee of 50,000 common shares, and the 50,000 shares of Oncology Pharma are currently worth $1.7 million, so that's way more than just $55,000. What Insider Financial really likes about the deals with Oncology Pharma is that Regen BioPharma is sitting on a very valuable patent portfolio. It was just a matter of time before they started monetizing it. Just doing a Google patent search yields 23 results. These deals further validate the premise that while there has been no news from the company in almost 2 years, Regen BioPharma and its CEO David Kuss have been hard at working for shareholders. OTC stocks that have the stop sign due to not filling financials can be monster runners as they work to become current. Regen BioPharma filed an 8-K that they intend to complete their financials. Once the company files for 2019 and 2020, the stop sign will be removed. This will allow more brokers to list RGBP and RGBPP for their customers to trade. This is why some folks at Fidelity, for instance, can't purchase shares. And you might be wondering, wait, RGBP and RGBPP, what's that? Well, RGBP is just a common shares, common stock like with every other company, every other stock, but then they have also their preferred stocks available to trade. It's crazy. If we check out right now the graph, this is their common stock, $0.027, and then they have their preferred shares, $0.86. And if you check it out on 5 days chart, the preferred shares did about 630% move. However, the common stock did 815% move up. So we can see that their preferred shares have a little bit of advantage here, that they haven't run up that much, as well as they are paying out dividends, quarterly dividends. So, you know, that's something. As well as preferred shares also make a lot of sense for the stock. First, institutions are going to load up on preferred shares, which will increase the share price based on small SS. And second, if the price goes too high, the company may buy it back from you by paying a premium. Win-win. And the bottom line is that Insider Financial best advice is to be patient and throw bits in below the market. Buying dips and selling creeps as swing trades remains the best strategy in these markets. I have to go with them on this one. Most of the penny stocks are way better to swing trade rather than hold permanently. There are just very few penny stocks which make it out to, you know, be big companies or just, you know, not go down. If you check out RGBP, their common shares security details, we can see they have about 2.8 billion unrestricted outstanding shares. That's a lot of shares, so it's going to take a lot of buy power to, you know, get this one moving, but we've seen that it's easy. They've done it from $10 million of market cap to $80 million within few days. If you check out RGBPP, their preferred shares stock, we can see they have about 138 million unrestricted outstanding shares. That's way less than with their common shares. So in my eyes it would make sense to buy their preferred shares. Why? Well, it's preferred shares in the first place, and second, it has way less unrestricted outstanding shares, as well as it has way smaller market cap. And last but not least, if we check out StockTwits, we can see there's 4,000 watchers, and that's not that much. If we think of that, it had 800% run up for the past week and only 4,000 people watching. That's nothing. I think we could see way more people on Monday or at the end of the next week here on this stock, because it's very hot penny stock in my opinion. So that was my take on Regen BioPharma. I hope I brought you some value. If I did, definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new upcoming videos, as well as smashing the like button really helps me out to fight the algorithm, which has been very harsh to me lately. Also, let me know in the comments below if you are in this company, if you sold some of these shares, if you're going to put this this one into your watch list. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just sharing information I find on the internet basically, so of course do your own due diligence and invest with money you can afford to lose or you can afford to let just, be in the company for a long time. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in another video.